The OnePlus 6 launched almost a year ago as a big redesign and a step forward for the OnePlus brand into the premium segment. Bringing along a fresh coat of paint, the phone followed similar 2018 design cues like a notch and full glass construction, but it didn't shed the things we love most about OnePlus, their developer support and a side rocker switch. There was a lot to complain about though. The glass was more fragile, the price went up, and there was still no proper IP rating or wireless charger. So how does this thing hold up in 2019, and is it something you should consider buying this year? Well, let's check it out. So let's start with the hardware. The OnePlus 6 falls squarely in line with a lot of what we saw in 2018. It has a fairly nondescript external appearance. OnePlus dropped the metal back and unfortunately alongside it the sandstone finish for an all-glass back. The phone though is incredibly comfortable in your hand, and if you're alright with the size, it's pretty much perfect to hold. Seriously, the weight balance on this thing is perfect. The fingerprint sensor on the back is also mounted in an ideal spot for your finger to hit. It supports gestures and has zero delays, unlike optical sensors. OnePlus also retained its volume slider, and that remains a hallmark of the brand, and this is the last OnePlus with a headphone jack. Despite the fact that it's a mid-2018 phone that sold for $529, the construction and build is remarkably close to something like my 2019 P30 Pro, a device costing twice as much. Beneath that is the software skin, and you're going to either love or hate it. Oxygen OS is very controversial for its bugs in the past, as well as its inability to fully control task management and multitasking, even with 8 GB of RAM. That said, Oxygen OS is aging very well with no major performance issues to date, and OnePlus has kept up their beta testing program practically all year long, something I wish more OEMs followed in doing. OnePlus is still the benchmark for system performance long-term as well. Despite Pixel OS being a little bit more responsive out of the gate, the Pixel 3s have been plagued with issues in comparison. Animations are fluid and smooth, and the phone never suffers from unexpected hiccups or slowdowns, even on the beta channel. Thankfully though, if Oxygen OS isn't your speed, you have immense developer community here at XDA Developers. From Havoc OS to Paranoid Android to Lineage OS, Pixel Experience, even MIUI, you'll find pretty much anything that's your speed. With the OnePlus 6 being very close to stock Android, you also benefit from no major or broken features, along with other feature boosts that don't exist on Oxygen OS, like dual speakers or the high brightness mode. The OnePlus 6 also got the Android Pie beta, and I fully expect it to get the Android Q beta once it presumably launches here in a few weeks after Google I/O. Alongside developer ROM support, you also get the Gcam mod, which takes the OnePlus 6 from a usable shooter to something very, very competitive. While I wish OnePlus would have spent more time ensuring the stock camera was the best it could be, I won't complain seeing that the developer community behind the Gcam mod has done amazing work. Almost every Pixel feature has been ported over and works great, and your quality is 95% of the way there to the Pixel 3, with tons of manual adjustments available. Check out my Oxygen OS vs Gcam mod video here for some samples, but it's gotten even better since then and more stable, and I'd actually recommend the Gcam mod for most users at this time. So everything looks great for the OnePlus 6 after a year, and that's frankly because it's a great device with a few drawbacks. Sure, you can fault the poor vibration motor or the really weak speaker, but if you go into the phone knowing that, you're going to be alright with it, and most users aren't even going to notice that. Aside from those, there really isn't a single huge drawback. Further, I follow the OnePlus forums and subreddit regularly, and I'd have to say that there are so few hardware defects, it really stands out among other communities. Pixel 3. With the OnePlus 7 coming out in a few weeks though, should you buy a OnePlus 6? Well, yeah, without a doubt. The OnePlus 6 right now is reselling for about $400 for mint condition on swappa.com, and it's only going to drop a few dollars once the 7 gets released. For $400, you're getting hands down the most competitive flagship package on the market, and you know it's going to be supported directly by OnePlus or indirectly by the developer community for years to come. So what about the OnePlus 6T? Should you spring for that? Well, it comes down to what your needs are. The fingerprint sensor on the front through the screen can get really annoying, and developer support took quite a while for it to come, and who knows what Android Q could break. The battery is huge, but the OnePlus 6 already had a great battery. You do get the smaller teardrop notch with the 6T, but aside from that, it's really its only physical change, aside from the loss of that headphone jack, which to a lot of users is very important. I'd say that with the drawback in the fingerprint scanning and the headphone jack, you should probably stick with the OnePlus 6 unless you absolutely need that larger battery. So that wraps up this video on the OnePlus 6T, and as I mentioned earlier, yes, if you're in the market and you want to pay $400 or less for a phone, you really shouldn't be looking elsewhere. Your money is going to be well spent on a phone that I feel is the second coming of the Google Nexus 5. So if you've liked this video, be sure to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Turn on the notification bell to get notified of all of our videos, and be sure to share it in your communities. I'm Daniel Marchena for XDA Developers, and I'll see you in the next one.